Hello, my beautiful fragrance family. Dustin here, fragrance fan. Go ahead and give me a solid and click that like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell notification. I'm just going to keep on giving you guys these budget-friendly fragrance reviews at $40-ish and $100 range. Most of these are way less than that, and a good number of these you can pick up at your local rack stores. The one I'm talking about today is a discontinued fragrance. It's been discontinued for a while. However, it is still widely available for a very, very reasonable price, about $25 range. And I'm talking about from the house of Issey Miyaki. This is Dissey Leau Blue. I do like the color scheme of this bottle. I love a blue bottle like this. Chrome cap. I don't know if I think it's plastic. You know, standard Issey Miyaki on the top of it. The atomizer on these are pretty good. It's a real like directional mist, but it's nice and fine. Squirts out a fair amount of juice. So this fragrance is a fresh fragrance. It's got stuff like juniper, rosemary, a decent amount of lime up in the top. A good amount of that lime, a little bit of that rosemary, a decent amount of juniper berries, and a nice woody base to help thrust it forward with all of that. Now, this being a fresh woody fragrance, it is geared a little bit more towards the spring. However, this thing is definitely powerful enough. It's even got ginger in it to give it an extra pop. It will cut through a lot of the cold weather. This thing is sharp and pretty loud. So if it's nice and not freezing cold, but pretty cold outside, this thing will do just fine in that environment. As you can see, it's already got fingerprints on it. It's a fingerprint magnet with that chrome lid. But at first when I got this thing, I didn't know what to expect because it's a blue bottle, so I was expecting something a little more aquatic. This has nothing aquatic in it whatsoever. It is juniper berry dominant with that woody backbone and a touch of that citrus, some of that bitter lime right up top. So if you're expecting it like a normal freshie, you're not going to get it with this. This thing could, it's not really a blind buy fragrance either. If you know what juniper smells like, this has a lot of it in there. Get that and lime and see if you like the way that combination smells. And if you don't, you are not going to like this because this is a sharp, sharp fragrance. It was launched, I think, in 2005. So the projection off of this is quite loud for about the first hour. It's going to go a little bit farther than an arm's reach for about an hour and a half, really. And then it'll reel back to about a 1.5 foot or a 2 foot scent bubble for the next 3 to 4 hours, and then you'll just have a good half of an arm's length away for like the next 3 hours on me. A lot of people get like beast mode performance out of this thing. I get the nice 7-hour range with this thing, but this is to me, a 4-season fragrance. It's not so much a nighttime fragrance. This is a casual daytime, summer, spring, fall, and the warmer days of winter here in Florida type of a fragrance. Maybe up north, anywhere past like the middle part of Georgia or something, this thing is probably not going to cut through that kind of cold weather because it doesn't have that depth. It's not heavy like that. This is real fresh, but it's strong. It's strong and fresh. So it will work. Kind of like Davidoff Cool Water Intense. It's a very fresh fragrance, but it's very loud, very piercing, very strong, and it'll work as well as this. But they don't smell anything alike. But so overall rating, I'll give it a 7 out of 10 because it was based on scent profile alone. It's like a 6 or 6.5. I like the way it smells. A lot of you guys will probably think this is like a 3 or something like that because it's one of those like it or not. There's not really too much of a neutral ground with this thing. But if you're into a bold smelling fragrance, that juniper lime thing, then check this out. This thing, universally through a lot of reviewers, from what I've seen, they really like this thing. And I do too. I've grown to like it even more than when I first got it. Like I was saying, when I first got this, I didn't know what to expect, and I sprayed it and I was like, wow, that is different. And I wasn't sure if I knew how I felt about it. I wore it one time and I was like, that's pretty good. And then somehow I wanted to experience that again. It was like, what was that I was smelling? And I reached for it again, and I kind of started falling in love with it a little bit. And every now and then I almost have like withdrawals from this thing. It's one of those kind of fragrances where you just want to get some of that again. And so it's definitely more mature than it is youthful. There's hardly any kind of playfulness in this thing. Even though it's a casual scent, it's not very playful. Like I said, casual wear, daytime, any time of year, as long as it's not like sub 10 degrees or something like that. And yeah, still widely available, discontinued. I saw it for $25, and it's definitely worth that. It's worth that and a lot more. It's, for whatever reason, it's super affordable. So if you want to try something different and bold, check this thing out. And that's my final thoughts on Issey Miyaki's Dissey Low Blue. With that, I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself always. And until next time.